Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sutra-81. Ha is the expression of Bhairavi. This is the dharana on Ha. Madhya jihve sparitasye madhye nikshipya chetanam hocharam manasa kurvans tatashante praliyate. Let the mouth be opened. Let the tongue be in the middle. Utter Ha mentally. Let the mind be dissolved in peace. This is a beautiful dharana to dissolve into the infinite silent eternity. It is about recognizing that we are part of something larger. This larger cannot be defined by words. When the sun sets in the horizon, the darkness spreads. The world is absorbed in the darkness. This dharana is about being absorbed into the infinite silent eternity. All experiences fade away. Madhya jihve sparitasye. Jihva is tongue. Madhya jihve is the middle of the tongue. When you invert your tongue and roll it back, the tip of the tongue points to the middle of the tongue. Bring the mind to the middle of the tongue this way. Madhya jihve sparitasye. Sparita means opened wide. The mouth is opened wide as the tip of the tongue points to the middle of the tongue as it rolls back. Sparitasye madhye. Let the mind dwell in the middle as the mouth is opened widely. Nikshipya chetanam. Chetanam is the awareness. Nikshipya is sthapana or being placed. Be aware of the middle, madhya jihve. Utter the sound Ha mentally. Ha ucharam. Hocharam manasa kurvan. Thereafter the peace dawns. Tataha shante praliyate. The mind is dissolved or absorbed into it. This is the dharana mentioned in the sutra. We must understand the nature of the dharana. As I said before, this is a beautiful dharana to dissolve into the infinite silent eternity. The previous sutra, Sutra 80, had said, Sthula rupasya bhavasya stabdam drashtim nipatya. It said, bring your mind to focus on a gross object. The gross object becomes the alambanam for the mind. Soon, the mind is freed from the thoughts and the transcendental state of Shiva is realized. Achirena niradaram manakritva shivam vrajet. In this dharana, we bring the awareness to the middle space in a wide opened mouth. In the previous sutra, the object was outside. Now, the object is in the middle space in the wide opened mouth. Madhya jihve sparitasye. Utter Ha in the mind. Hocharam manasa kurvan. Ha is Bhairavi. This is the expressive energy of Bhairavi. The sound Ha is visualized as a junction between the lower and the upper. Sandhisthana or Sandhihi is a junction. This junction is the link between the upper and the lower. When you visualize this way, Shanti arises in the middle. Tataha shante praliyate. The sound Ha, uttered mentally, is the link between the lower and the upper. what is lower and upper? For example, let us take the word Maheshvara. Maheshvara is made of two words, Maha and Īśvara. When Maha and Ishvara are joined or compounded together, it becomes Maheshvara. We can say that Maheshvara rises. The junction between Maha and Ishvara is the Sandhisthana or Sandhihi. The Sandhisthana is the Sanskritam letter or varna A. Maha and Ishvara, when compounded, becomes Maheshvara. Two words have become one by compounding them. The Ha Shabda is the Sandhisthana when it is uttered mentally as the mind dwells in the middle space. The Ha Shabda compounds or joins the lower and the upper. This Sandhisthana is the alambanam for the sadhaka to meditate. A great principle rises in the Sandhisthana. Meditate on this principle. This Sandhisthana is compounding the upper and the lower. The upper is the mind and the lower is the body. This sutra guides us to meditate on the great principle that rises in the Sandhisthana. It is asking us to meditate on the things that we are closely connected. We are closely connected with the body and the mind. We don't meditate on the physical aspects of the body and the mind, but instead we meditate on what they represent. We must remember what they represent and fix the mind on them. Through the physical aspects or physical forms, you reach out to the spiritual powers they represent. When you meditate this way, you realize the oneness of Bhairava. This is the message of the sutra. The lower is the body and the upper is the mind. The Ha Shabda that is uttered mentally is the Sandhisthana. The Ha Shabda emerges from the back of the throat, which is the Vishuddhi Chakra. The Vishuddhi is Akasha Tattva. The syllable is Ha that represents the limitless and subtle nature of Akasha. Akasha is the closest we can compare with the consciousness, which is subtle and all-pervading. Ha is the junction point between the finite body, which is the Ahamkara, and the infinite. The Akasha Tattva is the one that holds all the other four tattvas, which are Prithvi, Apaha, Agni and Vayu together. The four tattvas emerge and manifest in Akasha. Mooladhara is Prithvi, Swadhisthana is Apaha or Jala, Manipuraka is Agni and Anahata is Vayu. The Vishuddhi is Akasha, which holds the other four tattvas together. From here you transcend to Agnya, the mind, and to Sahasrara, which is Paramashiva. Ha, that is uttered mentally, is the Sandhisthana, which is compounding the lower and the upper. The lower is Prithvi, Swadhisthana, Manipuraka and Anahata, the aspects of the body. The upper is Agnya and Sahasrara, which is mind and beyond. The Sandhisthana is Ha, represented by Vishuddhi. When you meditate this way, you realize the oneness of Bhairava. The sadhaka is absorbed into the infinity, the infinite silent eternity, as he meditates in this manner. All experiences fade away. This is the message of the sutra. This is the ascent of the Kundalini in the Madhya Dasha to unite with Paramashiva in the Sahasrara. Mahim Mooladhare Kamapi Manipure Hutavaham Sthitam Swadhisthane Hridi Marutamakashamupari Nopi Bhrumadye Sakalamapi Bhitva Kulapatam Sahasrare Padme Sa Harahasi Patya Viharase. Ho Bhairavi, you ascend from Mooladhara to Swadhisthana, which are the Prithvi and the Jala Tattva in this body. You ascend further from Manipuraka, Anahata and Vishuddhi, which are Agni, Vayu and Akasha Tattva. You pierce the Agnya Chakra, which is the mind, unto the Sahasrara to meet with Paramashiva. In the beginning stages, the sadhaka will find it difficult to meditate on the formless, nameless and attributeless truth. There is a need for an object to anchor the mind or to contain the mind. The mind is tied to an idea about the object. Then the mind is allowed to roam freely within the boundaries of the idea. This is how dharana is practiced in the early stages. In the sutra, the sadhaka is exposed to the subtler aspects of meditation. A junction point is introduced with the sound ha to combine the lower and the upper. The lower is gross and the upper is subtle. Ideas are superimposed on the junction point or sandhisthana for the sadhaka to meditate. In our Puranas, we hear about Ketu. Ketu is described as a being without a head. This headless state is associated with Akasha. Ketu is headless. This means going beyond desires and into a state of detachment. Ketu's head represents Akasha, which is vast, infinite and empty. This is beyond the material world. This dharana is to dissolve into the infinite silent eternity. It is about recognizing that we are part of something larger. The worldly experiences are uncertain and don't represent the truth. The sadhaka merges the world in the infinite vastness of the space. This dharana is about being absorbed into the infinite silent eternity. All experiences fade away. Madhya jihve sparitasye madhye nikshipya chetanam hocharam manasa kurvans tatashante praliyate. Let the mouth be opened. Let the tongue be in the middle. Utter ha mentally. Let the mind be dissolved in peace.